How do you get a Google-like workplace experience in a smaller business? It's all about limiting space and maximizing flexibility. Firstly, they organized their work floors into neighborhoods. So if you consider a neighborhood like a small business, we could have that exact same experience regardless of size. You could be a 6-person startup or a 30-person small to medium business. The main concept is that they have limited space and they needed to make it flexible for multiple work scenarios and collaboration modes, particularly the meeting rooms. So they had 2 meeting rooms that were adjoining, but it was much more than just having a removable wall to make it one large space or 2 smaller spaces. They had multiple modes where you could have one meeting room as an office when you need to, one as a collaboration area for workshops. Joined together, it could be the more traditional boardroom style. It wasn't just the wall being opened, it was furniture that was modular that matched that as well, and technology that can adapt so it knows what mode you're in to automate any experience around that, such as audio, visual, and comfort and lighting. So taking those key concepts, how can we run our small business or medium-sized business like Google's newest headquarters? You can just think about their granular approach to limiting the space and maximizing flexibility. And you have to look at all of your space that way. How do we get the most out of it instead of just having this as a 2-3 people meeting rooms back to back? How many modes can we push into those 2 spaces? I think it's just a creative approach to start thinking about your space planning in that way. And then the flexibility of the workstations, they literally allowed the employees to disconnect things and move furniture around. I like that concept, and I like the idea of not being static to a certain number of desks. If you have a hot desk environment, you might be able to choose from a standing desk and a seating desk. Well, now we can think about, well, what if I want to move my desk next to someone I'm doing some work with today that I don't typically work with, but I can physically move things around? Just think about how can technology follow you to make that more seamless. The first step is to make sure that you can disconnect things and connect them seamlessly. So having a single Cat6 cable on the connection, for example, that also brings in power, Ethernet, and location, so the technology systems know where you are to adapt things around you. So there's lots of small things we can do. The other thing, just in a general concept, is they had a lot of hospitality type spaces for the collaboration that we're used to in workplace today. So if you don't have that in your own building, that's where co-working can be a great option because they have a strong focus on hospitality. We have a co-working space at Hub Hyde Park, really great example of that. They have a cafe on the top floor. They have lounge areas throughout the building that are all communal, and we can use those when we need to. So we can have that context switching and move to a different space for different tasks that we're doing and different types of meetings that we're having. Cafe meeting might be very different to a formal boardroom meeting, and you want to have those different options for the different type of people that you're meeting every day. The other option is to make sure that you choose a location for your office that might have this as a retail offering. So you could simply achieve that Google like experience. You'll definitely have that mix of cafe meetings and formal meetings at your office. For the stereotypical thing is you might have client meetings at the cafe and internal meetings in the office, but don't just plan for that. Survey your employees, monitor how different personality and personas use space differently to try to match that Google-like experience to your own smaller business.